Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this knitted stitch, this knitted pattern. As you can see, it's very cute. It's not difficult to make. The only thing here it's a bit complicated to make. Otherwise, only knit and purl stitches. So we start with casting on stitches. We have to make multiple of 12 plus 10. So we're going to make stitches depending on how large you're going to make it. You have to make multiple of 12 plus 10. So we're starting the first row like this row: number 1, number 3, number 5 and number 7. All these rows are the same. So the first stitch I prefer not to knit it, so I put it directly on the needle. Now we're going to knit 1. So these are the first 2 stitches. Now, from here starts the pattern. Knit 2, 1 and 2. From here starts the pattern. These 2, ignore them. From where we have the star, from knit 2 starts the pattern. We're going to repeat from these 2. That's why we have the star, the asterisk near knit 2, because from there the pattern, you're going to repeat the pattern from these 2 stitches here. So knit 2, purl 2, 1 and 2. Now we're going to knit 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So as I told you, we started from here. So we're going to repeat again. We have the asterisk, so we're going to knit 2, 1 and 2, purl another 2, 1 and 2, and we're going now to knit 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now for sure you're going to have more stitches. Here I arrived at the finish, but you will have more stitches. So again, you're going to start from here, from knit 2, purl 2, then you make the 8 stitches, always repeating there, depending how many stitches you have. But then you have to finish with these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have to finish with 8 stitches. And the 8 stitches, we're going to work them like this. We're going to knit 2, 1 and 2, purl 2. Now we're going to purl 2, 1 and 2. Now we're going to knit 3 now, because here we started with 1 stitch and then we knitted 3. So we're going to finish with knit 3. So 1, 2 and 3. And the last stitch, I prefer to knit it from behind like this. You put the hook like the needle like that and you knit it. And that is the first row. So now we're going to start row 2. The first one, as usual, we don't knit it. We put it directly on the needle. The first one I prefer not to knit it. Now, we go in the first stitch, the other stitch, and we're going to purl it. We purl it. Now, and we purl another 2. Now the pattern, as you can see on the asterisk, that's from where it starts, from these purl 2. So we purl 2, we knit 2, 1 and 2, and we purl 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to start again from where we have the asterisk. So we're going to purl another 2. 1 and 2. We knit 2. We're repeating from the asterisk. Now we knit 2, 1 and 2. And we're going to purl another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And again, we're going to purl 2, 1 and 2. We knit 2, we are doing the last stitches now. We knit 2, 1 and 2. If you have more stitches, you're going to repeat the pattern, but here we're at the end. We're going to purl 3, 1, 2, and 3. And the last one, we're going to knit it. I prefer to knit it from the back like this. And that is the second row ready. Now, like these 2 rows that I showed you, so these are the first 2 rows. You have to repeat these 2 rows another 3 times. So in all you have to have 8 rows. So these first 2 rows, you repeat another 2 rows, another 2 rows, and another 2 rows. So in all, you have to have 8 rows of these. Because, as I told you, these rows, you have to repeat them another 3 times. So in all, you have to have 8 rows. So the 8 rows are ready, as you can see, all of them. Now we're going to start row number 9. So, the first stitch, as always, we put it directly on the needle without knitting it. Now, we're going to purl 1. Now from here starts these 2 are the beginning, but from here we're going to start the pattern. So we're going to knit 2. Where you have the asterisk, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, another 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to purl 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to start again from the asterisk. So from here, from where we made the knit 2, from here we're going to start, where we have the asterisk. So we knit 2, 1 and 2, purl 2, 1 and 2, we knit another 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to purl 6 now. We purl 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 like this. Now we're going to repeat it. Then you start again with the pattern. Where you have the asterisk, knit 2, purl 2, knit 6. You repeat from the asterisk. From the asterisk, from where it starts to, and we have to finish with these stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, with 8 stitches. So we're going to knit 2. Always you have to finish with 8 stitches. So we're going to knit 2. One and 2, purl 2, 1 and 2, knit another 2, 1 and 2, purl 1, and the last one we knit it from the back. We put the needle on the back like this. And this is row number 9 ready. So now we're going to start row number 10. So the first stitch, the edge stitch, we put it directly on the needle without knitting it, as always. Now we're going to knit 1. Knit 1. Now we're going to start from the asterisk. So we purl 2, 1 and 2. We knit 2, 1 and 2. We purl another 2, 1 and 2, and we knit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to start again from the asterisk. So we purl 2 from where we have the asterisk. So we purl 2, 1 and 2. We knit from there we started. We knit 2, 1 and 2. We purl another 2, 1 and 2. And we knit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then again you start from the asterisk. You start from here, you repeat what we did here, what we have from asterisk to another asterisk. You repeat the same what we did here. And then left stitches, you have to have 8 stitches left. So we're going to do purl 2, 1 and 2, knit 2, 1 and 2, we purl another 2, 1 and 2, we knit 1, and we knit from the back the edge stitch. We knit it from the back. And that is row number 10 ready to, as you can see. This is ready to stop for a while to remind you of my ebook. In this ebook you will find lots of pictures. I also included some very easy patterns. This ebook is ideal for those who want to learn crochet and knitting. Maybe they haven't found anyone to teach them, so this book is ideal for those who wish to try and learn crochet and knitting. Hope you find it useful. In the description you will find a link from where you can get it, and I will send it via email. As I told you in the description, you will find the link from where you can get it. Now we're going to start the row number 11. This is a bit complicated here. Here, this row. The first one, we put it on the needle without knitting it, as always. Now we're going to purl, knit 1. We're going to knit 1. Now, for the next 6 stitches, we're going to need a needle, a small needle, to put the stitches on. I have a broken needle here, I'm using it. So you put the first 2 stitches on another needle without working, and you put them on the front without working them. You take the next 2 stitches and you put them on another needle. You take the next 2 stitches, you put them on the other needle, and you put them on the back. So the first 2 on the front, the next 2 on the back, these on the back, and we're going to knit now. We're going to knit the next 2. So we knit the next 2. Not these, the first 2, not the second 2, those at the back, but the ones we have on the needle there. We're going to knit 2. So 1 and 2. Sorry. Now, we take the ones we have on the back, we put on the back. I prefer to put them direct again on the needle to work them. So I put them again on the needle. You can work them from the needle you have, but I prefer to not put them on the needle. And we're going to purl these 2. These 2 we made on the back, we put on the back here. We're going to purl them. So you purl 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Now, we're going to take the 2 we have on the front here. We put them again on the needle, and we're going to knit these 2. We knit them. So 1 and 2. And those are the 6 stitches. We put them on each other. Now we're going to purl 6. I will show you again how to do them. We're going to purl 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we arrived here again, and we're going to do the same like we did here. The first, where we did those 6. So we take the first 2 and we put them on a needle, on another needle, and we leave them on the front. We take another needle, we take the next 2, we put them on the other needle, and we put them on the back. Now we're going to work on the next 2, and we're going to knit them. We're going to knit the next 2 that we have here. So 1, 1, and 2. We take the ones we put on the back, we put them directly on the needle, the ones on the back. So 1 and 2, And we're going to purl those two. Sorry. Those two, we're going to purl them. So 1 and 2. Now, we take the ones on the front. We put them again on the needle. And we're going to knit them now, these two. These two, we knit them. So 1 and 2. I will be showing you one last time how to make them on the last one. Now, we're going to purl 6 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like that. Now we're going to repeat one last time. You will have more stitches, so you have to repeat them more times. But this is the last time for me. So we take the next two, we put them on the needle in the front like this. We take the other two, and we put them on another needle, and we leave them on the back like that. Now we're going to knit the next two. So we knit the next two. 1 and 2, and we take the ones at the back and we put them on the needle. The ones at the back now, we put them on the needle. And we're going to purl them now. The one on the needle, we purl them. So 1, the ones on the back, these 1 and 2. Now we take the ones from the front here and we knit those from the front too. 1 and 2, and we're going to knit them. 1 and 2. We have the last 2 stitches. We knit the first one, and the one at the edge we knit it from the back like this. And that is row 11. This is the one that is a bit complicated. Now we're going to start row 12. So we make the edge stitch, we put it directly on the needle without knitting it. Now we're going to purl 1. So purl 1. Now we're starting from the asterisk, from where the pattern starts. So we purl 2. This is from where the pattern starts, from the asterisk. We knit 2, 1 and 2. We purl 2, 1 and 2, and we knit 6. We're going to knit 6 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to start again from the asterisk. So we purl 2, 1 and 2. We knit 2, 1 and 2. We purl another 2, 1 and 2. And we knit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you have to repeat the pattern, but now we are at the last stage. So we purl 8, 1. We purl 2, sorry, 2, we purl 2. We're at the finish now. We knit 2, 1 and 2. We purl another 2, 1 and 2. We purl 1 and we knit the last one from the edge one from the back like that. And that is number 12 ready to. Row number 12 ready to. As you can see, this is how it comes. Now we're going to start row number 13. So row 13. And we start with the first one, the edge stitch. As always, we put it directly on the needle without working it. Now we're going to purl 1. Now we're from the asterisk, so the pattern is going to start from here. So we knit 2, 1 and 2. We purl 2, 1 and 2. We knit 2, 1 and 2. And we purl 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And we're going to repeat now again from the asterisk. So we knit 2, 1 and 2. We purl 2, 1 and 2. We knit another 2, 1 and 2. And we purl 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then you continue with the pattern because you will have more stitches. I finished with the last 8, so we're going to knit 2, 1 and 2. We purl 2, 1 and 2. We knit another 2, 1 and 2. We purl 1 and we finish with a knit 1 from the back, the edge one from the back like this. And that is row 12 ready. We finished the other row, row 13, because I made a mistake. I told you row 12. It was row 13. Now we're starting row 14. This is the last row of the pattern. So the stitch, we put it on the needle, that is the edge one. And we're going to purl 1. Now, from the asterisk, we're starting from the asterisk. So we purl 2, 1 and 2. We knit 2, 1 and 2. And we purl another 2, 1 and 2. Now we're going to knit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We're going to start again from the asterisk because we're going to repeat the pattern. So we purl 2, 1 and 2. We knit 2, 1 and 2. We purl another 2. We purl 2, 1 and 2. And we knit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you repeat the pattern if you have more. Now we arrived at the last stage, so we're going to purl 2, we knit 2, 1 and 2, we purl another 2, 1 and 2, we knit, we purl 1, we purl 1, and the last one we're going to knit it from the back, that is the edge stitch. So as I told you, these 14 rows form the pattern. So when you finish the 14 rows, you're going to start again from the first row. So you start from the first row, you make the 14 rows again, and then again you start from the first row. You continue making these 14 rows, always repeating these 14 rows. As I told you, after this, you start the first one and you continue 14 rows. And this is how the pattern came. I knitted more rows for you to see how the pattern comes. As you have seen, only that part is complicated. Hope that you found this video useful and that you try it. Bye for now.